All right, this looks like we are ready to begin our build of the scale model house corner cutaway. This is our first day on the job here. And first I'll just mention we've tacked down our piece of paper, our plans to the foam piece, and you will have I will be cutting more of these little work surfaces um, and making them available as soon as I cut them out. So I'll probably try to cut out as many possible this evening. But the goal of this foam piece in the middle is to put the nails in at a really almost a sideways angle to hold down your paper. There are two different sizes of lumber. There is a lumber, they are all, I believe, 16 inches long. Let me double check that. 18 inches long, but they're two different widths. The skinnier one on top here is 3/8 of an inch wide, and this bottom one is 1/2 an inch wide. We do not want to use the 1/2 an inch wide one at this point. This is for the ceiling joists and the floor joists. So do not use the wider of the two. Let's put those to the side. If you're doing an inventory, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you should have 5 of these wider pieces. And of the skinnier pieces, there's a lot more. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You should have 20 of the 3/8 wide. So the first part of any build, and I've learned this from the other builds that I've been doing for the building trades too, is I'm just sneaking another nail in here just to make sure that that's down, that paper is down as far as possible. The thing I learned is that these are the two pieces that go in first. You have um, your top plate and your sole plate. Okay, so how does that look? Well, we are going to grab our pencil, and I like to keep my pencil up here when I'm not using it so I can just grab it really quickly. You use a pencil a lot, so that's why I made several slots up here so that you can have more than one pencil or whatever. And then when you're done working, you can pick this up and take it and put it away someplace where it's not going to be in the way for you. Okay, so what I got here is I have two pieces. And these two pieces I'm going to need to measure, and they look identical. So whenever I have two identical pieces, I actually like to mark one and cut one. So I have my mark. I have my mark right here. And so let's get out my cutting surface. This is my Watsonville High School themed W. I'm taking the protective sheath off of my razor blade. Please be so careful with the razor blade. Have your have your first aid kit ready um, in case you have any small accidents. Of course, safety first and safety above all else in our class. So with this work surface, I'm able to put the wood on top and I'm able to bring the razor blade down. I rock it back and forth gently and I'm already through the wood. The balsa wood is very soft. Balsa is considered a softwood. I know that we did have a question about that earlier. Well, we had a question about hardwoods, but balsa is something, it's so soft, it's really used a lot for models. Okay, so here we go. And I've noticed it's a little bit long. So I'm just gonna sand it. I'm using my sandpaper square. Oh, this is great. I love tucking the sandpaper into here because it doesn't get in my way. Oh, I love that. This is great. Okay, so this is gonna be my first wall piece. And then let me see if this one also is the same. Yep. Okay, since those are both the same, I'm gonna try to get them out of, I'm gonna try to use one to cut the other one. So I'm feeling right here with my finger, and I'm feeling this is flush. The two pieces, right? See, there's two different pieces. I put them on top of each other. I hold them firmly with my hand, and I'm rubbing with my finger. They're flush. Now that they're flush, I move my hand down and I bring my pencil up and I mark it like this. Boom, boom, boom. That's my cut. That's my cut line. It's not very pronounced, but there it is. Okay? I might need to sharpen my pencil. So now I'm going to use my razor blade on my cutting surface, rock back and forth, and come all the way down with that. I'm going to check it to see if it fits. It is, of course, a little bit too long, so I'm going to use my sandpaper and sand down the end. Now the sandpaper is very aggressive for something so soft like balsa. Okay. There we go. Nice. All right. So those two pieces are ready, and I'm going to go ahead and nail them in, and we're going to get our first two pieces in right now. I'm aligning it very carefully with the drawing, and I'm going to use I'll put my pencil up there. I'm going to use my my needle nose pliers to nail in a piece. Okay. There we go. And I'm just going to go with 3. Oh, I came out the side there. So if the nail doesn't go in straight, you're going to have to pull it out. That didn't go in all the way. So these nails aren't super long. Also, this paper is sticking up. So I'm going to try to hold down the paper a little bit more with this nail. And then I'm going to try to go at it, or at the board again with a nail that's going straight down. Straight down. That seems to have worked. So I have 3 nails in here. I have 1, 2, 3. And let's get 3 into the top. These are, of course, our first 2 steps on every wall we build. We always put the top plate and the sole plate in first. So I'm going to grab another nail with my needle nose pliers, align it carefully with the drawing, get it in there. That almost slipped out of my hand. Okay. Awesome. Okay, 6 nails in, And I am really excited on how this is looking so far. I really want to get just a little bit further at least to show you what your first 4 pieces will look like when you start building this. So I have another piece here, and we're going to be cutting out our studs, okay? So here is a stud, and it does say there's spacers, so let me just color those in. This is a piece of wood. This is a piece of wood, and this is a piece of wood. This is just sideways. It's a little hard to see, but it's the same as like this type of piece, except it's vertical. Here's a horizontal piece, and here's a vertical piece. So what are we doing here? Well, the anatomy of any wall is a rectangle. Sometimes it's a square, but most of the times it's a rectangle. And so when we're going to go down here and make this cut for this piece, that's our next move. I'm going to sand the end so that my end is ready to go. The end is nice and flush. And then I am going to hold it right here to the side. And I'm marking with the pencil, and you can see that. The marks with the pencil are not coming out great. I'm gonna sharpen my pencil. And be right. There it is. Okay, so this, oh, that's better. So I'm gonna need to grab my cutting surface. And you could use anything, a piece of wood or whatever you have lying around for your cutting surface. Rocking back and forth slowly. And now let me check the size. Oh, it's going right in. Okay, so this is, this I can say will be my master. And let me check everything else. Is that snug? Ooh, that's a little snug. So yes, this will be my master, and then I'm going to cut several other pieces off of this. So when we create a master, I like to just write something on it. If I had a pen, that might work out better. But then this one, this is going to go really fast now. Watch this. So this one, I go like this, just like I showed you before. I line up the end. I come over here. I grab my pencil, and I make my mark. That's going to be one. I'm going to just cut several right now so I can finish up this one nailing of this wall for you, so you can see the most basic of the steps that are the first steps. That's cut, and then here we go. That's cut. I'm going to put my razor blade down in here because I'm not going to need that right now. I'm going to check for the fit. It doesn't fit exactly, so the edge that I cut, I'm going to sand slightly so I can get it to drop in. Yep, that's in there. And then let me check the other end for fit. Nope. Just sand ever so slightly. You don't need to sand this a lot. It's not very hard. What I mean is the wood is not very hard, and you shouldn't over sand the wood. Okay. I'm going to get one nail going in the top here. Boop. And that's a nail coming in at this angle here from the top. So I'm coming in like that. I'm going to go one from the bottom, another one from the bottom, and another one from the top. And then that's going to be a good stopping point for today. And I'll take some questions on this. There we go. That's looking nice. That's looking nice. That's looking nice. Got it. Okay. We have our top plate, our sole plate, and we have our two outermost studs. We will continue to use the master to mark all of the other studs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then work our way across. Okay, well, that's going to be our progress for today, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing where we're going with this.